everyone, this is Ryan Wismar from WalkerTapeConverting.com. Today we're going to be talking about specialty foam tapes. First, let's talk a little bit about what makes foam different from the traditional tape that you've seen in the stores. So the tapes you've seen in the stores have just a PVC carrier, solid plastic carrier with adhesive on both sides. Makes it very stiff and rigid, which is great for a lot of applications, but it's not good for specialty applications. Foam tapes have a foam layer in the middle. I'm sure you've seen them. They're really popular for mounting with adhesive on both sides. What that foam does is it allows the adhesive to move and squish back and forth, which is good for uneven surfaces. Specialty or high-performance foam tapes have actually kind of changed the industry and changed the way tapes are used throughout the world. Because of that foam, they're able to be more creative with the adhesive that they use on both sides, and they're able to make it stronger than ever before. A lot of industries that are being affected by this are mechanical industries that use a lot of fasteners for aerospace or for high performance production applications that really need that strength, and so they use a lot of rivets. These foam tapes are so strong that you can actually replace the rivets in the production process. Why replace a rivet with a foam tape? That's a great question. You wouldn't think about being in an airplane and having it held together by a piece of foam tape, right? That's kind of scary. But in all reality, when they do the testing, the foam tape is actually stronger than the rivets and can allow the plane to bend and flex more without breaking. Another huge benefit with using the foam tapes is weight. You can imagine rivets are metal and they're very heavy. So when you have multiple rivets every 2-3 inches, it gets really heavy really fast. So the foam is actually really light and it covers more surface area than the rivets, because rivets are every 2 or 3 inches and there's a gap in between each one, where the foam is just a solid piece that goes up the whole surface. They've also found that the foam is a great insulator from both temperature and sound. Another cool thing about foam is it absorbs a lot of energy. It's actually used in the automotive industry a lot because it absorbs the vibration, and so your vehicle doesn't shake and shimmy and vibrate like an older vehicle does. So when we're talking high performance specialty foam tapes, the first thing that comes to everyone's mind, I'm sure, is VHB. That's made by 3M. That was the very first example, and a fantastic example of a specialty high-performance foam tape that can be used for pretty much anything, right? It's got that foam construction in the middle of it there, just like we were talking about before, which is fantastic, for movability and everything. But it also limits it, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, with some newer technology that's out there and available. But I just wanted to quickly mention some cool things that the VHB is used in that you wouldn't maybe think about. It's used in appliances a lot. It's used in aerospace, of course, and then it was used to construct the concert hall for Walt Disney, which is pretty cool. So the latest and greatest technology that's out there today is made by tesa. It's called ACX. A lot of people in the United States don't know about this, and so they're just using the VHB because that's the name that they know. But the ACX is actually a fantastic example of innovation. Instead of using that foam in the middle, which has limits, right? So the foam is just, everyone has seen foam tape. You can grab it and you can rip that apart. And if it gets frozen or anything, it gets really brittle. And if there's a high impact or whatever and it's frozen or really cold outside, it could snap, and the adhesive doesn't fail, but that foam will snap, causing the two pieces to come apart. Well, the ACX line doesn't do that, and the reason why it doesn't do that is there's no foam. They call it a foam, but there's no foam in the middle. It's a solid piece of tape. There's no carrier in the middle. They actually infuse the adhesive into the solid, rubbery, plasticky material, making it one solid surface. So there's nothing to rip, there's nothing to break. So they use that same great adhesive technology, very similar to what 3M uses on that VHB, to prevent the adhesive from ever coming off of that substrate. But that solid surface prevents it from failing. And we're going to do a really cool video in a couple of weeks showing the limitations of that VHB and why you might want to consider the ACX. Not only for that, but like I said, ACX is definitely the most cost effective. Thank you again for watching. If you have any more questions or want any more information on foam tapes, please visit WalkerTapeConverting.com.